Well, Jared, big fight obviously in the middleweight division in the main event, but equally almost as big one with you and Derek. How are you feeling coming into this fight? Think it's the biggest fight of your career to date?
Sure. Just as big as the Whittaker fight. A number one contenders fight. Yeah, it's a big fight. But then again, it's just another fight. So I feel great. I'm in the best shape of my career. I'm not coming off of an injury, so I'm able to maintain all the momentum I had going into the Gastelum fight, my last fight. I'm taking that into this one, and I feel great, man. I feel ready to go in there and just let it all go with no inhibition and no regard for my dance partner's safety.
And you just mentioned it, number one contender fight. He feels the same way. Were you surprised that you guys weren't the co-main event for this card?
No, I'm sort of glad that I'm not the co-main event. You know, I would like time to watch the main event. So hopefully Derek and Ty don't knock each other out in the first round or something like that, and give me time to get back in the back and do all the stuff they like to do after the fights and things, so I can get back and watch the main event. Hopefully be able to watch it with my family out there in the crowd.
And I don't know what the other scenario would be, but in your mind, there's no doubt that if you win this fight, you should get the winner of the main event?
I mean, yeah, who else is there, right? So there's nobody else. There's no clear contender at this point in time. So number 3 versus number 4, yeah, that's the one.
I know Sean Strickland's kind of been creeping up towards that conversation. Did you watch his fight last week, and were you impressed at all? Or?
Yeah, I was impressed by his jab. He maintained his composure, his takedown defense. I was impressed by his post-fight interview too. That guy's a trip. But it was, he didn't enjoy his performance too much, which I understand. You know, he wants to go in there and do what he says he wants to do. So, but it was still a good match. It was still a good fight. But yeah, I guess nothing you can write home about.
In the main event for this card, is there one scenario you're rooting for more than the other, just for you? Like, would it be nice to face Izzy, with his title defenses behind him, or would you want to get that one back versus Robert? Is there an ideal opponent for you?
I don't care either way. I'm not hanging on to that Robert loss like, I can't wait to get my hands on him. And I'm not looking up to Izzy like, I can't wait to fight Izzy or anything like that. So a fight's a fight. Whoever it is, I'm going to do the best I can to put you away. I know the fans would like to see either of those fights. Both are exciting. And for me, both are a welcome challenge. I look forward to, if I fight one next, I'll fight the other one some other time down the line for sure, because they're both right there. And they're going to be there.
Who do you predict wins that fight?
I can't really make that prediction. But based off of the last fight, one would have to say Izzy has more of a chance of making it happen again. But that's not to take anything away from Robert. He was a champ once before. He's always he's a reaper. I'm not finna sit here and stroke his balls and talk good on him or anything like that, but he is who he is. And he's been at the top for as long as he's been at the top for a good reason. So both of those guys are high-level high-level fighters, some of the best in the UFC, let alone the world. And they're just holding the spot for me.
Thanks, man.
Jared, right here. Other side. Derek was in here earlier, and he was kind of giving his thoughts on your skill set. And he said, compared to your wins at middleweight, you might not be more skilled than in specific areas than your opponents, but what you excel at is you're opportunistic in there, where you can take advantage of their mistakes, and that's where you capitalize. So do you think he's correct in that assessment, that you do excel in these opportunistic areas in the fight game?
I mean, that's what you want to do, right? Sure. Find opportunity and capitalize. So sure, I guess so. But, that's his opinion.
What is your opinion on his skill set in the octagon? I think a lot of fans will say that Derek Brunson is a good wrestler and hits hard, but I'm sure you know there's more to this than just those two things in his skill set.
I mean, Yeah, I'm not finna stroke his balls either. So he can wrestle. Apparently he can punch as well. But he can get knocked out too.
And what's it been like at the lab lately? I know Benson just picked up that big win in Phoenix, and we spoke to him before, and his prediction for this year was that, in his words, were Jared Cannonier will have a UFC title around his belt by the end of this year.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah. Energy is high at the lab. It's always ever high. The program is continues to go on. The program works. I'm a better fighter than I was my last fight. I'm going to show that Saturday night. It's going to be less opportunistic and more, predatory, if you will. So, anyway, what was the question again?
Just about how the lab was going these days with Benson coming off the big win and fight camp stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Always riding high, man. For us to feel good about ourselves, we don't wait for people to fight and win or anything like that. We get in there, we get the work that we need to get done, and that's what makes us feel good. Going in there and training as hard as we can, trying to get that 1% in every time we step on the mats. That's what brings me pleasure. That's what inspires me. That's what I aspire to do. That's the work right there. That's the day-to-day thing right there. So I'm so happy for Ben that he got his win. I want to see him get a belt too. I want to see him get that Bellator belt. I want to have my belt on the wall. He already got his UFC belts on the wall. I want him to get that Bellator belt on the wall, or wherever he may end up. I want him to get everything he wants coming to him. And I'm going to put my UFC belt right next to it.
He also hinted that he might even thinking about retirement soon too.
Ben's all over the place, man. Ben does what Ben wants, however he feels, and he can do whatever he wants. So Ben is the man. So whatever he chooses, I'm right there with him.
Hi, Jared, over here. You recently said that Derek Brunson looks like movie character Simon Phoenix. Does that make you Sylvester Stallone's Demolition Man in this case? No.
Hell no. Because he had issues with Simon Phoenix. I don't want no issues with, I ain't trying to have no what's the word? What's the part of the movie where the bad guy does something big and now the good guy has to have his montage and come back and be good too?
Climax?
Yeah. No, we don't want that. I want Derek to show his face in the opening scene. I'm going to knock it right off.
Awesome. Thank you.
Jared, your career has been going fantastic since you made the move to middleweight, but as a fighter who was once a heavyweight, do you have any issues getting the 185, and do you think that your future long-term will be at middleweight?
I can go to 170, when it's, if I wanted to. But everybody's known he was a heavyweight, he's a light heavyweight. I was fighting at heavyweight. That didn't mean I'm a heavyweight. I was never a light heavyweight. All the guys who I fought in those divisions, I've always had the size advantage over me. And some of the guys, even in this division, would have the size advantage over them. They're taller, some of them are longer, So, who knows what the future holds, I will definitely be a middleweight champion. We may end up seeing double champ status, maybe even triple champ. Maybe I'll revisit my old divisions. More ripped and chiseled. Probably, I don't think I could make the heavyweight. What's the heavyweight? What's the lower limit for heavyweight?
206.
Oh, well, I can make heavyweight then. So who knows? We'll see what happens. I don't like to say I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I go with the flow. I let the whatever energy I'm feeling, whatever my ancestors are telling me, that's where I go.
Thank you.
Jared, over here, my man. I know you're a really intelligent fighter, and you said to us before that you come up with your own game plans and your team works to basically refine that. I'm just wondering, is that still the case? How's that all going?
we are in alignment. We all know what we need to do to get the victory. And if I don't know something, one of my guys will know. So we work together, and we come up with a good comprehensive approach to the fight, and then it's just up to me to execute. So much of the same.
Do you have like what's the word? How do you basically prepare for that, though? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, again, how do I prepare? Well, I know what I need to do. I'll definitely watch my opponent's fights. I see what they're good at, and when I talk to my coaches and my teammates, we generally see the same thing, and that's usually our focus. So we all know that, I'm a pretty competent striker, and people don't know, but I'm a really competent grappler as well. So essentially, when it comes to fight camps, it's the same as regular off-season training. I'm only always trying to get better. We usually just adjust the focus to deal with whatever they're going to do, but it's always about me being a better fighter. So I use that to my advantage. When I was getting ready to fight Jack Hermanson, we all knew he was going to try to take us down and wrestle and stuff like that. So I use it to my advantage. Hey, I'm about to fight this wrestler. Let's really up the let's level up as far as wrestling. Put more of a specifically focus on that, certain aspects of my opponent, and I just ingrain it into myself. They do this well. Okay, well, I'm going to learn how to counter that, or even do it myself. So who knows? You guys may see me take down Brunson. I won't be holding him down and humping his leg. I won't be bashing his face in, which he's pretty good at ground and pound as well. So, but I feel like I'm better.
Have you brought much pyrite with you this time?
I got a piece of pyrite, and I definitely brought it with me. Yeah, it's in my room right there. It's up there in my room.
Hey, Jared. The fight was originally supposed to take place at UFC 270. When Derek was in here, he said he used that time to, have some more macaroni and eat some more food. So I'm curious, what did you do in that extra time?
Train. I was like 3 more weeks of training for this guy. Hell yeah, let's do it. I eat food too, but I don't know. I'm not sure what his diet plan for fighting is, but I eat relatively clean throughout the year, so nothing much really changed. For me, I don't really have fight camps. I know guys shoot the shit and do whatever they want to when they're not in camp, but I love martial arts. I love going to train twice a day. I like it. I love it. And if I didn't do it, I'd probably go crazy. I'd be ornery. I'd be bitchy, impatient, and I just wouldn't be in my happy place. So I do this regardless, whether I got a name on the contract or not. And that's just it.
Gotcha. And he also said that he felt the fight was moved in case, if something happened with the main event, he would step in as the replacement. Were you ever given any indication that that was the case?
Yeah. Same here, man. So I don't know. His manager probably told him something that he wanted to hear. It could be the same situation with me, but I feel like I'm in a better position. I mean, I am number 3 and he's number 4, so yeah, I would say that I'd be more inclined to get that fight. Plus, he's already fought the champ and the challenger. I've only fought the challenger, but certain circumstances prevented me from gaining victory in that fight. But I think people will be more excited to see me fight either of those guys before they want to see Derek fight him. So I don't think the UFC knows that. So wishful thinking from Derek.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of people are also looking at this as a striker versus grappler type of matchup. Is there anything that we're missing here?
Yeah, I can grapple. You know, I train at the MMA lab. We got good grapplers, D1 level wrestlers that I'm learning from. They don't have to be the same size as me, but we got some big guys in there. I learned how to do the technique. I've trained with little guys damn near my whole career. And we all see how far that's gotten me. So, yeah, I don't know. I can grapple too. I can wrestle too. I have a pair of wrestling shoes my damn self. They're probably not as worn out as his. He's been doing it way longer than me, but my mind allows me to be just as good as any of these other guys when I need to be. So, again, you may see me taking him down if the opportunity presents itself.